Merry Christmas, everyone! Thank you so very much for joining me for my last card in my Christmas card series for 2013. They were so much fun to make. I'm actually looking forward to next year and getting more cards done as well as getting actual Christmas cards sent out. So here I decided that I was going to use my Paper Smooches stamps. Santa is from Santa Paws, and the elves and reindeer are from Enchanted Elves stamp set. I just stamped them with Memento Tuxedo black ink so I could color them with my Copics on some Copic quality paper. For their skins, I used E00 and E02. For the soon-to-be Rudolph here, I'm using E23 and E25 for his body, followed by C7 for his hose, and R29 for his nose. For the girl elf, I'm going to be using G16 and G19 for her dress. I wanted to keep the colors Christmassy, but I also wanted to keep them fun and bright, but not overpowering. And I either have dark or bright or this, and this one won. I also use R29 for her collar, for the hat, and for part of her stockings, as well as her belt, followed by Y13 for the buckle. For her hair, I decided to use E13 and E15. I apologize, I know I am going faster than my coloring at the moment, but there is a lot of time between now and then, so I figured I would just go ahead and go for it, and then you guys can see it happen. So like I said, for her hair, I used E13 and E15, and instead of doing the normal layering, I just decided I'd start from the tip and do the light up, and then from her hairline down to the light with the dark, and I think it looked really cool. For her shoes, I'm using N4, N6 with just a little bit of N8. Just a little bit. I didn't want her shoes to be quite black, but I didn't want them to be gray either. And I was a little worried if I did green or red, it would just overpower it. So I think this balanced it out nicely. For Santa, I'm using R29 for his outfit, and then I will be going over all of the white parts with C1 just for a little bit of shadowing. I then plan to cut these all out and going around the edges with my black Copic marker. So while I do all that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to talk, but it's not specifically about, that's going on. So I did just want to say thank you so very much to all of my followers. Last I checked, I had like 56. And that was a couple of weeks ago, so I haven't actually checked it since. But I want to say thank you so very much to everyone who has followed along on here and on my blog and liked me on Facebook. It has been fantastic having you guys all follow along with what I do. I really have enjoyed making the Halloween cards and now the Christmas cards, and I am looking forward to the new year. I have decided that I am not going to make any kind of New Year's resolutions. I'm making goals. I have a hard enough time sticking to goals. I don't need to have something that feels daunting, I guess is the word I'm looking for, hanging over my head. For me, I guess it's just New Year's resolutions feel so heavy when you don't make them. But a goal, it's like, fantastic, I've made it. If not, oh, I got close, that's okay too. And wow, I failed miserably, but you know what? That just means I get to try again. So I have set quite a few of them in motion as it is, because I'm hoping if I get them started now, I'll have better luck in the new year. But I see so much going on for myself with card making and in my personal life, which everything is going just fine. So just in case nothing is wrong, my marriage is fantastic. My kids drive me insane all the time. I'm actually dreading Christmas break. And it's just begun. I see things going so much better. I'm hoping to see things go so much better in the new year. But like I said, this has been fantastic, and without you people, my subbies following me, and leaving your fabulous comments about, liking my cards and all that stuff, it has really made me feel good. And although my husband makes me feel good, this is a whole different level, because you guys don't know me, and that is just a whole different level of feeling good about myself. And I want to say thank you so very much. Because of you guys, I actually had entered into 2 challenges. And before, it's, oh, that looks like fun, I want to do that, but never went around to it. And this time I did. I entered the Lawn Fawn challenge, and then I entered the Greetings Farm challenge. And although I didn't win in either, which I was a little upset about, who wouldn't be? I mean, I still felt good because I did something and I accomplished something, and it was, fun. So, but I know even if my husband had supported me, I probably still wouldn't have done that. So that is really all due to you guys, to all of my subscribers. And you made me feel good that I felt good enough to enter into something, whether I was going to win or lose. And I want to just say thank you so very much. I'm hoping to do more projects in the future. I'm actually hoping to start doing some actual scrapbook layouts soon. I am hoping to be doing that in the new year. It's going to take me a little while to get into that habit, because a card is so much easier to get done in a couple of hours than my scrapbook layouts. But I am hoping to get caught up on some of those. I am looking forward to a Valentine's Day series. I don't have very many as it is, but I am planning to get some more, hopefully with Christmas money, and get started on that, and just really make 2014 phenomenal. Which I have to say I've never always strived for before, and this time I'm gonna go at it kicking and screaming of awesomeness. So I just thought I would fill in all this cutting and fussy cutting and stuff in with all that. But again, truly want to say thank you so very much. I have enjoyed, if you have subscribed to me and I have subscribed to you and you've had videos up, I've enjoyed watching your stuff. I've enjoyed reading your comments. I've enjoyed just getting the comments. I'm not very good at replying to them, mostly because I get the notification on my phone, and that is just a pain to try and, do YouTube on my phone and all that stuff. But I really, I mean, every time my phone goes off, I get excited when I see that it's, somebody left a comment for me on one of my videos, or somebody has shared one of my videos. The other day, I was talking to my mom, and she had gone to her second job, and she had pulled up email, or it was on the computer or something, and one of my videos was in there. I'm not sure how that got there, but it was still cool to know that somehow my video got out there. So very excited. Very excited. And now I'll go back to the card. So here I'm just finishing up my cutting. I'm just cutting out Santa Claus here. He was super simple to cut out. As you saw, I used my craft knife and all that to cut out all the little detail. But out of all the images I've ever cut out, these ones are the simplest. Even around these goofy boots. And then I'm just going to go around his edges as well. So all of the paper you're going to be seeing is from the Doodlebug Home for Christmas 6x6 paper pad. Not Home for Christmas, Home for the Holidays. And I just plan to use my spellbinders here. This is label 12 large, or the large die, and then the second to largest die. And then I'm stamping the sentiment, and it says, I hope you've made the nice list. on just some red scrap paper. I believe this is also from the Doodlebug paper pack as well. I'm just not 100% on that. And then I'm just taking my standard ovals die, large, and then using the second to smallest to cut that out and just running it through my grand caliber. With as shaky as my table was when I did that, I'm really impressed that it doesn't pick up on the camera. So this is the second to largest, labels 12, and then the largest one. And then I'm just going to take some red cardstock, and I'm using this side of the paper, and I'm just getting everything ready to glue down. I decided not to do foam dots on this because it's going to be the main background, or one of the main backgrounds. And now I'm just searching for the piece, that stripe piece that you saw. I planned to use here, but I thought I had one that went the entire width, and I couldn't find it. So I stuck this one down and then trimmed it off a little bit, and then just scooched it over after lining it up. Figured you're not going to see the center, so why would it matter? I'm then trying to remember what I was planning to do with the ribbon, and now that I have, I've gone ahead and set everything aside. Here, for me, is where the dies would have come in handy because I cut out all of that extra white. I limited myself on space. So I am just trimming down these foam adhesive, the foam dots, to really get them into all the small areas, and they're going to be popped up on the Christmas tree background. Because I have so much going on the front, I didn't want a whole lot of pattern, but I didn't want just the red card, which is why I picked the gray and white. These are actually snowflake pattern, and then just did the tree along with the stripe, just to give it some color to the front, so it didn't just look blah. With just the gray. Like I said, I wanted the card to be a bright card, a Christmassy card, but I didn't want tons of color on there because everything was already red and green as it was, which is why I did most of her dress in green, as opposed to in red or anything else, which again is why I did her boots in the grays instead of green, because that would have been way too much green, I thought. So the entire inspiration for this card is because of the Studio Calico word bubbles that I showed in my last haul video, or well, not my last haul video, but one of my haul videos. They had several in there Christmas wise, and I love them all. I just couldn't decide, and it was between Dasher. And I was thinking, oh, I'd have Rudolph calling for Dasher, but then I couldn't figure out, how to play that in. Here I'm just attaching the ribbon, which is from my stash. I don't even know who makes it. But I decided to go with the Santa one instead. So now I'm just going to tie a bow. And the bow turned out really good. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be all sideways and wonky, and it turned out really great. I do wish that I had burned the edges of the ribbon. I have a ribbon trimmer that heats the edges, so it cuts it and seals it and stops it from fraying. But that really wouldn't have done any good because I trimmed them off. The only problem was I then goofed and trimmed a little bit of the bow itself, so I had to adjust. But that was after I, did the glue dot. So now I'm taking the Santa wood word bubble and gluing it on there, and I think with the bright colored pattern behind it, it helps all the letters stand out just a little bit more. And then I'm just taking my glue runner, or my ATG. I'm telling you, this 2 weeks with the kids is going to drive me nuts. I'm already just, blah. I feel like I can't talk straight. So this is just a Santa pattern paper, and I'm taking some of the gray and bringing it inside. Again, really bright colors, really a bunch of pattern, and I was trying to tone it down just a bit. So I wanted to use this to tie in the front, but I really wanted to have the Santa pattern on the inside. Now this ended up being too short, and then it was crooked, so I took it off, and then I just switched to a smaller strip. I liked that much better. And then I placed on my white cardstock that I used the Spellbinder Label 12 die on as a place to write something. And then I just take my Santa and tape him down or glue him down. And then this was supposed to be a word bubble, just didn't work out that way. Right above him, so it's like Santa is asking if you've been on the nice list. And sticking that on the inside. I then go over his belt with just a little bit of clear Winkostella, just to give him just a little bit of something. Excuse me. I then go over her boots and her belt a little bit. I was having a hard time getting it to come out, and then it really came out. And then I go over her hat as well, just a little bit, just to give her just a little bit more. And then I do just a tiny bit on her lashes, tiny. I'm taking my red liquid pearls here for Rudolph's nose. It's clogged up, so I was trying to get it unclogged. And then I couldn't really decide if I liked it, and I decided instead of doing a big blob, I'd just do a very thin layer. Even though I had already colored his nose with it, it just needed something, and a jewel just didn't look right. And I'm also using my white enamel for the white up there, or the white little thing up there. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to the next card, next series, and have a safe and happy holiday season. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Bye, guys.